Okay guys, today I am going to show you how to make this awesome page pocket. Isn't that cool? It's super easy to make and it's fun, and you can add this to any one of your journals. You can also make this whatever size you want to make it. But anyways, I'm going to show you how to make that. So let's get started. What you're going to need for this project, you're going to need scissors, glue, and a circle cutter. You can get one of these by clicking on the cart right here if you don't have one. If you do not have a circle cutter and you don't want to get one, you don't have to get one. You can use a protractor or a compass to draw your circle, or you can use a tin lid or a hat lid, anything that is large and round to draw around to know where to cut your circle out at. You will need your book that you're going to be putting this project in. You will also need the image you're going to cut out to put on your circle. And if you want to cover the back pages to your book that you're putting this in, you'll need 2 of your decorative pages that you'll want to do that with, and then you'll need one 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. You'll also need a cutting mat if you don't want to ruin your table. So to get started, you're going to take your cutting mat, you're going to place it on your table, put your 12 by 12 sheet of paper on the table. And depending on the size of your book will depend on the size that you cut this out at. If you're using a circle cutter, which I absolutely love, we are going to set this on 10 because my book is 8.5 by 11. So if I do 10, that means it will fit in my book. So I'm going to set this on the 10. If you're not doing the 10 and you're using a compass, you are going to find the center of your cardboard or the center of your sheet, which you can do by marking a line from one corner to the other diagonal and then from this corner to the other corner diagonal, and that will give you your center point. And you will put the pokey on your center point, and you will bring this all the way out to where you want it to be, and then draw your circle going around. Or you can put a hat box lid on. Whatever size circle you need for your particular book is what you're going to do. So if your book is 7 by 6, then you're going to put this down to 5.5. So then your circle will fit in your book, if that makes sense. So first I'm going to set my circle cutter here. I'm going to press down on the center. If you do not press down on the center and you let the center move, your circle will cut off. I use my wrist here to keep my paper still as I'm coming around, and you press down. This also comes with replacement blades, so I absolutely love that. And you just go like that, and voila, you have a perfect circle. So next, you're going to take your image that you are going to use, and you're going to set that right there, and you're going to find your circle cutter, and we're going to put this down just slightly down so it's less than the 10. And we're going to lock it in right there. And the reason we're doing this is because we want this circle to be slightly less than the last one. And don't push down if you're checking to see where you want to be with this. You get all of your image in the circle. So you want to see where this is. I want the whole face in here, so I'm going to put this right here and kind of pull up and make sure where I'm at, and I'm good there. So we're going to go right here. Push down and do our circle. And again, we have a perfect circle that is slightly smaller than our other circle, which is what we want. So, awesome. Again, if you want one of these circle cutters, you can get it by clicking on the link. If you don't have one and you want one, you don't have to get one either. Anyways, so after we do that, we're going to take our black cardstock, and we're going to fold this in half, just meet the sides, and use your bone folder to get in there. And when you do this, you want to fold it in both directions because we want to get that really, really pliable. So when we put this into our book, we are able to get it to work right. Now you're going to go the opposite direction, and you're just going to line up those 2 lines, and you're going to fold it that way. And then you're going to go, again, opposite. Now, when we fold it for these lines, some people like to make marks to see where your lines is. You can do that. But if you turn it this way, so your lines are facing this way, and we go this way with our paper, and we line up these 2 lines with the 2 lines below it, you will get your fold in between those lines. And it will be centered. And go the opposite way. Really go around your fold. And then we're going to do it with the last one. So you want it to where your 3 lines are here, and we're going to fold it that way, where we meet these 3 lines up. And get it centered. And then we're going to fold. And go the opposite direction. Wow, mine's really pliable. You're going to stay for me. And now you're ready to put this into your book. So before we put that in our book, we're going to take our 2 sheets for our background on our pages, and we're going to take one, and we're going to fold it so our image is on the inside. If it's double-sided, you just want to make sure the image that you want is on the inside. And I will show you why. You're going to fold that in half. And before you fold this, you cut this down. So my book is 8.5 by 11. So I cut mine down to 11 inches going this way. And because it's 12 by 12, we have 6 inches on either side. So you're going to take your journal book and you are going to open up your page to it. And let's go to the next one. And when you glue this in, you're going to be gluing it in right in the spine area. So we want to get glue, a lot of glue, on the side that's going to be glued in near the spine. And that will be the side of your paper that is folded. Now, after you glue this side, you're going to come in and you're going to put a lot of glue on the right side of your spine of your pages, because we don't want this to have bubbles in it by our spine. You're going to shove this page all the way into that spine, just like that. And we're going to put that in there. Now, you can let that dry. It's probably best to do that. And now you're just going to glue the entire back of that page and put a little extra glue down here on the other side by the spine. You want that to not create bubbles. And we're going to push that like this, and then we're going to close our book. And we're going to let that dry for a second. So after your page has dried, you will come in and you will cut 2 pieces that will cover up your other side of your page. So you're going to cut your pieces down to cover up the other sides of your pages, and you will put those in where you want them, just like that. You cover up the whole background. Do the same thing to the other side. Before you glue it in, you can put your pieces on right here. And in order to do that, we have to cut this. And in order to do that, we have to fold it the same way we folded the first one. So you're going to go from the right to the left. And in this one, you don't have to fold all different directions because we're just getting cut lines. We're going to turn it to where it is on the opposite side. We're going to line that crease line up with the other one on the other side. And we're going to fold it right in. We're going to turn it, and we're going to go, we have our crease lines going this way. We're going to fold it and line those 2 crease lines up right here and here with each other. And then you're going to turn it, and you're going to do it to the last one. So you have your 3 crease lines, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to fold that this way and line our 3 crease lines up over here. 1, 2, 3. Now you know where to cut it at. So to cut it, you're just going to go right along those crease lines, and you are going to go on the other crease line, and you're going to cut your piece out. And if you have a little section on this edge where your crease line is, you can cut that tiny little section off. It is not going to really impede your image. And then you repeat that for all your other pieces. So after you do that, you are going to lay your pieces out, I don't know, kind of like a puzzle. You lay them out like a puzzle, and then you glue all your pieces on. And your pieces should fit perfectly right inside those lines because we made this circle slightly smaller. So you're going to go in with your glue and glue the back of your little piece, and put that piece right into the slot that it's supposed to be in. Make sure it is within your score lines. You don't want it over the score lines or your piece won't fold properly. And we put it in there just like that. And you do that for all your other pieces. You want to turn your image this way and go 1 to the right. And then we're going to fold it in that way. So did you get that? Take your image that you have glued on here. You're going to turn it sideways to the right one. And now we're going to take our 2 lines on the right and left in the middle, and we're going to push those in onto each other, and then we're going to push this down. Make sure that when you put this in here, you're putting it in this way, because if you go the other way, your image is going to be upside down. If you want to make it easier, you can put your image on after you put this black sheet in your book. You're going to glue the bottom corner, or edge, going across like that, and then you're just going to glue the sides right here on the right and the left. And you're going to put this right here to the center of your book, straight, so your little corner is right there in your fold. And then you're going to do the same thing to the other side. Put a lot of glue right here on this, and then up the right, and the bottom, top, and the bottom corner of the edges. And then you're going to shut your book right on that. You're going to let that dry for about 5 minutes before you open it. Now, after you let it dry, you should have a page pop out that does that. Isn't that awesome? It's so cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anyways, I hope you have fun making these. If I were you, I would probably put the images on after you put your 12 by 12 circle or your black cardstock circle in after you fold it all, and then put your images in. That way you can make sure that your images are straight up and not fumbling around trying to figure out where to fold it so you can glue it in. But anyways, I hope you enjoy making this project for your journal. It is fun, super, super fun. Absolutely love it. You can make these whatever size you want as far as how big the circle is. But anyways, happy cutting.